Today's video is sponsored by Locket, a home insurance startup based in the UK. Stay tuned to find out more. As you all know, Reed from Smart Home Solver is Philips Hue's biggest fan. It's kind of pathetic. This is actual footage of Reed from Smart Home Solver talking about Philips Hue. The thing I like about Philips Hue, though, is they just work, don't they? They just work! They just work, though, don't they? They just work! That's him. That's real. And this makes us mortal enemies. I, of course, felt the need to create a reaction video to the video that Reed made about how great Amazon's products are, because, as demonstrated, Reed has a tendency to tell us that rubbish things are great. So without further ado, this video is the truth about all of the new Amazon products, and number 3 will shock you. Did that work? Is that good bait? Has this joke become so old that you fast forward through it every time I do it? Is this masterful bait, my friend? Is this master bait? The new Amazon Fire TV remote now has 2 buttons on it that can each start individual Alexa routines. Okay, that is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. And I should probably react accordingly. This is good. I mean, it's really good. It's innovation that is missing from Google, and it's why Amazon are winning the smart home race by a bajillion miles. You could use one of the buttons to boil the kettle when you're halfway through a movie, and that's exactly what I would use it for. You're sitting watching the movie, press button 1, the kettle would boil. When I got up, the kettle would already be hot and I could make myself a nice English cup of tea. Button 2 could be used for dimming the lights, for example. When you sit down and you want to watch a movie, press button 2, the lights will come down dim. The only thing is, and it's worth noting, is currently there is no way to toggle routines. So you couldn't use button 2 to dim the lights and undim the lights when you sat back down again. This is a bit of a shame, and I hope it's something that Amazon are planning to resolve. At the moment, it's tough tits. You can also ask Amazon Alexa to find your remote if you have lost it by making it beep. And this is also genius. And I love the marketing material here. The guy's like ferreting around under his table. This is clearly the tidiest man on earth, and he's apparently just finished watching his movie and has gone,
I don't believe you.
Nobody does that, do they? Especially not that man. Look at his house. The new Echo Dot has a temperature sensor in it. Why? We already have this, right? The Amazon Echo that is already more than capable of getting that entirely wrong. Why would I need another Amazon device that didn't know what temperature the room was? This thing constantly tells me it's too warm. I have a routine set up specifically to tell me when the room gets too warm. And it usually tells me just as I'm about to put a jumper on because I'm freezing to death. I mean, there'll apparently be improved sound, but how good can the sound possibly be out of an Echo Dot? I mean, the thing is tiny. Don't worry, you can hit it. I mean, you could hit the old Echo Dot. It wouldn't do anything, but you could hit it. The new one, you can hit it and something happens.
Oh yeah, just like that.
Unsubscribe! This is smutty rubbish! And it will depend on whether or not Amazon use this spanking as a trigger for routines. If spank is a trigger to turn your lights on and off, or it's a spank to start a movie, this is actually genius. It's another piece of innovation that Google have just totally not thought of. I can't lie, I think this is a great idea, and I have in fact actually bought the new Echo Dot, so I can try these things out. I would subscribe if I were you. If you hit that subscribe button, you'll get to see that. See that? That was seamless, wasn't it? It was a seamless plea for your subscription. Press the button. And now, a word from our sponsor, Locket. Reginald, you have a bunch of smart home whiz-bangs in your house, don't you? And you'd like it if those whiz-bangs could get you a discount on your insurance premium, wouldn't you? And you like smart home gadgets because you're a dandy with baby arms that aren't strong enough to flip a light switch, aren't you? Never fear, Reginald. Locket Locket are a UK-based home insurance startup that, although they can't do anything about your pathetic baby arms, they could give you a cheaper price on your insurance premium simply because you use smart home tech to protect that dilapidated garden shed that you call a house. Use the Locket app to manage your policy, access member benefits, increase and decrease your cover, change your excess, add or remove power-ups like accidental damage, and let them know if you've added more smart home tech to see if it will reduce your premium even further. Locket saved me an absolute shit ton of money, and it's a good job too because I'm tighter than a wet mouse's butthole. No!
What?
Get him out! No! Get
I
out!
still get paid though.
Get out! Get out! Sorry. Not have that kind of smut here. Even better yet, if you sign up for the Locket Insiders program, you could get completely free smart home tech such as the Ring Video Doorbell, Yale water leak sensors, a home extinguisher from LifeSafe Technologies, and even a sonic shutoff valve from Hero Labs. I don't think I'm reading this right. It says it's free, and you get to keep the devices permanently even though it is free. Reginald, sign me up for Locket immediately! Find out more by visiting the links in the description. And now, back to our main feature! The Fire TV Cube. Not only Amazon's worst ever device, but in fact, some say the worst thing to ever happen to humanity. 2 feet away. Like, less than 2 feet away. Can't hear her own name. Oh god. Open friends.
I'm not sure whose contacts to show.
No, the TV show. Some suggest that this is where COVID originated. Mine is broken. Already. I barely used it. I only ever used it to cut things when my knives were all in the wash. Whereas the old one used to blast infrared signals to change channel on your TV, which was actually quite a good idea, the new one employs HDMI instead. So it acts as a pass-through device where you plug HDMI into one side and HDMI out of the other back to your TV again. This means that it can control your set-top box. And I'm not going to lie, it's probably a step in the right direction. It's not actually a bad idea, if it works. The second thing I must note, though, is that we don't know for sure what the HDR standards are going to be and the audio standards are going to be in, say, 2 years' time, and you might find yourself then having to replace this if you want to stay with the current technology. It's almost as if Jeff Bezos has thought of that, isn't it? Clever girl. Jurassic Park reference. Reed also informs us in his video that Amazon apparently will be giving more support to remote switches. This is fairly ambiguous, so I'm not 100% sure what this actually means, but currently Flick are the only people to get this 100% right. If you use a Flick button to start Amazon routines, it works really, really well, and you can do single press, double press, and hold. I don't know of any other company that currently does this, but if Amazon are to be believed, I should imagine we'll be seeing more of that sort of thing. Either that, or Amazon will do what it normally does, and make its own button with exclusive functionality that you can't get anywhere else, until the competition dies. Amazon, all competition will be destroyed, and one day we'll own your governments. It just works! The Halo Rise uses radar to find out when you've got into bed, and then listens to you breathing. And Reed has some fairly bizarre opinions about this.
I wish Amazon had more data on me, especially my breathing habits at night.
I'm not gonna lie, I quite like the idea. I like the idea of something that tracks my sleep. We already have Fitbands that do that. It'd be great if it was sat on my bedside table. It's not original. I mean, there are other companies that do this, and it's got the light to gradually wake you up. And again, there are other companies that do this. But I mean, it's got Alexa built in, right? Sorry, what? It doesn't have Alexa built in. And it costs $140. Garbage. It's garbage. It's garbage. Astro. The dumbest idea Amazon has ever had. The second dumbest idea Amazon has ever had has had an update so that it can tell you if a door is open, like some kind of lassie on wheels. What's that, girl? A door is open? Thank God for this new invention. Without Robo Lassie, how would he have ever known the door was open? Reed wraps up his episode by making a particularly distasteful joke about a dog being killed.
Come here, man's best friend. Threat neutralized.
Wait, did that robot just
Brutally murder.
this sweet dog? We're all doomed.
It's not cool, Reed. Really not cool. If you haven't seen Reed before, seriously go and check him out. It is a place that I learn an awful lot of stuff from, and you will too. I mean, he's wrong about Philips Hue, obviously, and he won't bait you. I mean, I don't know why, but he won't bait you at all. Aside from that, he is one of my favorite YouTubers, and there is a link in the description if you want to go and check out Reed's stuff. A massive thank you to Reed for making this week's episode possible. I was in a bit of a struggle because I went away on my honeymoon for 2 weeks. I made plenty of videos for those 2 weeks, and then a hurricane trapped us in Florida for an entire extra week. Thanks, hurricane. I hated every second of that. I had a fairly wonderful time. But it did put me behind with my work, and then when I got back, I got COVID. It's a callback joke from to earlier, you know, when I did the it spreads COVID. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That'll tell YouTube's algorithms it was a good video and more people should see it. If you want to see some more of this guy, hit that subscribe button and ding that bell. If you ding the bell, it lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I upload videos. These incredible people here are my patrons from Patreon, and without these guys, I wouldn't still be here doing this. I would be stuck in a call center doing something terribly boring. If you want to be one of these incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I will genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams and my TikToks too. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time.